Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Hey. Hey, we're in.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Safe State, a podcast. I'm joined here by Allistair from Colab Tech, Matt from Digital Jedi Gaming. We have two special guests with us. We got Michael from Retro Lunch, and we have Mikolov from TeamRetrogue. He will be here in a second. There he is. Check it out. And we're just going to hang around. We're just a couple of guys that enjoy this field and talking about retro tech stuff and 3D printing. And we're just going to chill and have fun. So come join us.
That thing's a jam.
Love that
Yeah. How are you guys all doing today?
Let's kill that.
I'm
doing great.
Having technical issues.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like you're setting up a new device.
Yeah.
I'm not setting up a new device. I'm setting up a device to be my primary device. And it's an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this primary?
So I am currently coming to you live from an ROG LIX.
Heck yeah.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Wait,
That
you
is
said
awesome.
ROG LIX, right? Not no Legion Go, right? Smart. man.
Nope. I am using the LIX as my primary device for the next 7 days.
This
is
That
the
thing
correct
right
one.
there.
You made the right choice. This is the correct one.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the only x86 I have that actually runs Windows. Actually, it's not, but it is the one that is best up to the task.
Actually, me and Tula
I'm
were just
gonna
talking
accept
about
that.
that recently about x86 devices running Windows.
Ah,
Yes.
isn't it terrible?
Yes.
It uses a lot of resources.
I came to a realization, and it's funny. I would much rather this conversation be at the end of the podcast because I really hate what I'm about to admit.
Turn the volume up, folks. Turn the volume up.
So I came to a realization while running Steam OS on the Legion Go that I guess I
Dramatic pause.
prefer.
Hot take.
I guess I prefer Steam OS on any x86 device running 16 gigs of VRAM or less, or RAM or
Nope.
less.
Nope.
I agree.
Yeah, I do. At least until we get this. Well, we lost Jedi.
You made Jedi.
He did not like that answer.
It's okay. He'll be asking Scotty to beam him back up here shortly.
Yeah. He did not like that answer, but I completely agree. Windows uses so many resources, so
What
much
did you say? I
memory.
think I heard you say, "Beam me up, Scotty." What'd you say? I brought you back. Don't worry.
I asked Max to keep PG, so this is just what you got to do to keep it PG.
So anyways, what my reason behind this is maybe once we get this new Windows implementation for x86s and they streamline everything a bit more and they cut back on some of the resources and the bloat running in the background. But in the meantime, right now, I did. It was weird to me because I'm a Windows user. I got rid of my Steam Deck 2 years ago, probably, and haven't looked back. Haven't felt the need to go back. And I literally only put SteamOS on my Legion Go just to test it out for a video concept. And while using it, I liked being able to set TDP per game profiles so that when I launch a game, it already sets the TDP for me to where I had previously had it. I liked the fact that I was using less RAM. While using the Legion Go, I was literally just sitting at my desktop. And while sitting at my desktop, I was using almost 7 gigs of RAM. Almost 7 gigs. This is a fresh wipe of Windows. And I wasn't running anything in the background. I wasn't doing anything. It was literally just eating 7 gigs. And I was like, I'm dedicating 6 to 8 to VRAM for that iGPU. And if I'm already using 7 sitting in the desktop, yeah. So long story short, I guess I prefer the Steam OS for
This is
16 gig devices or less.
Yeah, that is why I don't get 16 gig devices. Like I know it's not an option for everybody, but like my bare minimum is 32. Like, and I'm glad that these units are starting to come out with more, because I think that they're starting to understand. Yeah, I think we're cutting people a little too short with the 16 gigs. So let's like bump it up to 24. And now I think most units are coming out standard with 32 gigs. So that's 60.
Yeah, it was kind of a shocker to me to see the Xbox Ally coming with 24 again instead of 32. That was kind of surprising.
It's probably a sweet spot for them. Maybe cost cutting. I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't think from a company like Microsoft it would matter.
What's in the Ally X now, right?
Ally X right now, yeah.
I think they're more going towards a combination of indie and cloud gaming with that handheld. I don't know
so you don't need a lot of power.
Going for power users.
Yeah.
They're going for smaller indie games, and then you want to play the heavy hitters, you could cloud stream.
Mm-hmm. Or
you have a better take on that than me, because when we initially talked about it, I called it a straight cash grab. You know,
the A2 is an insane price for what it is.
Right? Like the unaware are going to be the ones to buy it.
Price is not official though. It's like this is rumors and speculation. We'll have to see what the price actually is.
That is true. If it's going with what we saw in the EU, it's crazy expensive. I mean, just everybody just go out and buy a Steam Deck. Like, I'm not a Steam Deck fan. I mean, it's got great ergo and everything. It's just, I think it's outdated now. They need Steam Deck too. Yeah. But if you guys are thinking about, oh man, I want that white new Ally Xbox X, no. Buy the high end one, or go and buy a Steam Deck and save yourself hundreds of dollars. Like, just don't do it.
Or buy an ROG Ally-X. They're going down.
I mean, same thing. If the interface comes here,
yeah.
Or if you're,
I agree.
It's supposed to be getting the experience too. So,
yeah, that would be great. I really hope I hope that they kind of get all of those promises. Like, they're promising a lot. And I'm really not holding my breath for what's coming out. I really hope it comes out as streamlined as they say it's going to come out. If it does, it's going to be a major competitor in the area. And, you know, Xbox gave up on their console because they don't want to, develop hardware. They're solely focused now on the software end and just having third-party companies just build devices that use their software now.
I'm not quite ready to say that they're out, because people are having the same conversation with them before they launch the Series X and Series S.
Okay.
I don't know. They're going to do what they do.
So, I think, so first off, I'm a Windows gamer, and I'll tell you why. And the biggest argument that I've seen that's in pro Steam OS or anything is time to game. And we talked about this before. You know what I mean? It's you launch a game on Windows, you hit the button, you gotta wait for the UAC, you gotta wait for it to load, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Okay, where's Steam? And you just click a game and it goes. Right? But I like just all kinds of random games, and Steam doesn't afford us GOG or Game Pass or Epic Store. And I know there's ways to sideload Game Pass and GOG. Right, but I mean, it's not the same. I love the Game Pass. I'm a huge believer, because there's games that come out and I'm like, that looks amazing. And then I download it and I try it and I'm like, wow, that looks amazing, but it blows. I don't want to spend $60 on that or $30 or $20 on that and then hate it. You know what I mean? That's why I've got. Like,
I agree. It would suck to spend $60 on a game just to realize it sucks, right?
I'm pro that a lot, and I love things like that you can do with Windows that you can't do with SteamOS. And maybe that's coming down the road. Silly things like loading Pico 8 on it. I know I'm going to buy an F1 Pro to play Pico 8. I'm an idiot. I get it. But, I mean, there's something to that. Back to what Michaela was saying, I don't even know if the Ally X is needed here. If they're not sure, then get a Z1E Ally. Then you can put Bazat on it, or you can put Windows, and device is still going to get the Xbox experience when it comes out, right? So there's potential there, and you can get it for $300. I mean, if you're looking on the used market,
So honestly, I think that
Indian cloud gaming. If you strictly want to go Indian cloud gaming, but keep in mind 40-watt-hour battery. You at least with the Xbox Ally, you will get a 65-watt-hour battery, which is
that's a good point.
Definitely a marked improvement.
Yeah. So
and plus,
it depends how much you're into it.
Ergo means a lot to some people. Those joysticks
Mhm.
on the original Ally were not the best.
Yeah, it's a good point too. Yeah,
The original Ally also had the SD card issue that was solved.
Yeah.
in the,
mine is no
the
good.
newer
My
model.
SD card reader is no good on my original.
I will say this. Right? Like secondhand market allies and Legion Goes. That's really the way to go, right? Like I literally just picked up a Legion Go for $250.
Yeah,
I've
no,
seen
that was a
Ally
stealing
X's.
deal.
I've seen,
People
Yeah.
don't think you're going to be getting that all the time.
Yeah.
That was a stealing deal.
yeah, no, that was a stealing. That was a stealing deal.
And they just,
But I
you guys saw. Go ahead.
I do.
That's the
Cool cut.
loudest can
Cool
I've
cut.
ever heard.
It was loud.
Was that the nitrous?
Your ice jingling was kind of
Oh,
loud,
sorry.
bro. I thought you
What'd
just
you
wanted
say?
us to look at your
Mike-
cup for a minute.
Caleb? No, I was drinking. Sorry.
You were drinking? Oh, so that was brain I heard rattling. Got it.
Well played.
Hey, so really quick, I do since we're talking about this already, I do want to mention my experience with Xbox app yesterday. So yesterday I was using the Xbox application on my Legion Go, and I am on the Xbox Insiders. I had been previously for some game preview that I wanted to try. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yesterday while using Xbox's application, I got an update for the game bar. And at first I was like, I wasn't worried about it, but I was like, hold on, let me see. Does it have new features? So I updated it. And one thing I noticed right away was that in the games tab, you had like a little banner there telling you like this is a game's performance. Or it said like this game's performance is not yet rated, but when you hover over it, it said, and I'm paraphrasing here because I can't remember exactly what it said, but it said something like, "This is where you would see this is where you would see this game's performance on other handhelds similar to yours, with specs similar to yours." So I thought that was really cool. Kind of like the Steam verification system, like what we were seeing Xbox showcase for the Xbox Ally. And then also too, I launched the game bar because I did the update. And when I launched the game bar, I saw there it had a little toggle there that said compact mode. And I recalled that when I did compact mode on the app, it allowed me to control it with my controller. And so I hit the compact mode, and what did it do? It brought down all of those tabs that generally are all spaced out across your screen and put them all on the left side. And now I can tab through them with my bumpers, and it gave me a performance chart. It gave me a friends list. It gave me messages. It gave me a tool for if I wanted to pull up like game walkthrough guides or stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool that they're already implementing this stuff, and we're getting to see it sooner than we thought, at least than I thought, because I thought we were going to be waiting a while. I thought they were going to iron all of this stuff out on the Xbox Ally, and we'd probably see a release later on, like December or maybe beginning of 2026. But I think we're going to just start seeing it this year, which is pretty exciting. Have any of you guys got to experience that yet, or?
Nah.
Yeah,
No, I was excited after you told me about it, but I think this moves too fast. I think Microsoft is smart enough to know they can't just wait and test it, and it's got to go now. I mean, again,
I'm sure they're out
the
getting
Fox has been
feedback.
calling about the Fox has been calling them out on it for a year now and showing that it could be done. I mean, they're behind on this. They're behind on this. I'm a huge Microsoft fan, but they're behind on this, and I think they see the urgency. What's the new woman that's running Xbox Studios? What's her name?
Sarah Bond.
Sarah Bond.
She's
She
not
is
necessarily new, but she's good.
well, she's. I mean, I'm feeling what she's putting out. I think there's a bright future, and I think they need to be aggressive with this. So, but I'm definitely gonna play with it. I'm gonna probably put it on my One X player and stuff as soon as we're done here. But yeah, no, definitely.
Like, I can't deny that Steam OS it's a better controller driven experience. It is. I'm a Windows guy too, but I don't like using the file explorer with my finger, right? Even with your tablet stuff, like, oh, you can do checkbox and stuff like that. It's not great. Now I have confidence that Microsoft will be able to do it for Xbox games. I really want to see what they do. How do they make it a seamless experience for third-party platforms? And if you think about it, they'll be doing something which nobody else does, which is a seamless experience for somebody than a platform that they own. That seems hard, right? Because all of a sudden you're instrumenting or automating like somebody else's thing. They could change their UI. Who knows? So,
Very true.
but to your point, like I like SteamOS. In general, I prefer to game on Windows because I'm not locked to the Steam ecosystem. I've got stuff in GOG, I've got stuff in Epic, I've got stuff that Steam just doesn't offer. So it's nice to have the
Right.
flexibility.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that being said, I do a lot of that stuff from my desktop when I have the chance to game. Nobody's crazy like me. He'll often uses just a handheld for everything. That is dedication, right
Actually,
there.
now that you say that, I want to spotlight Mikhailov here, and because he looks super in tune with what he's doing right now. So fill us in. What are we working on here?
You see that look? That's the he's trying to he wants to curse you out look, but he knows we're PG. So
Yeah,
I love it. I love it, dude.
You know, if you
he's trying to
close
get
your
best
eyes, you're
performance
invisible.
out of
That's
that
what my
ROG
comment is.
Allix.
Like we can probably get back into new stuff, but since we're already on it, Mika, can we talk a little bit about what you're doing now with the
Retro
challenge
Tech
that you've
Dad.
announced on the challenge that you've announced on
Nice
the
to see
Twitter?
you.
I've announced it on socials, Twitter. I think I put it up on YouTube as well. I am going to apparently smell funny and make a weird pizza, according to Andrew in chat.
Racist. We said we were 75% less casual racism, Andrew, please.
It's only weird if he doesn't use cheese, right? Then it's only weird.
I mean, it depends on the kind of
you know,
pizza
my
you make.
wife
If you make
just
a white
told me
pay,
that
you don't
people do
necessarily
that.
need cheese.
Yeah,
What'd
you
you
can
say?
do Alfredo sauce.
What?
You never made a white pie before?
Yeah, just saucy pizza.
No.
Yeah, white pie. You put cheese. No, a white
It
pie
has
is
cheese on
no
it, though,
sauce.
right?
It's cheese. It's cheese.
You don't
on it.
have to put cheese. You can put
Yes, you
whatever
do.
you want on it.
Yes, you do. What planet are
Yeah.
you from?
You're making
I
it
had a
easy.
white pie that was like teriyaki chicken, and it was
Oh my gosh.
phenomenal. It did not have cheese. It had like hoisin sauce on it.
Yeah, they also got that. What is it? One of the cardboard pizza places they make a buffalo ranch chicken, something like that.
See, I can't do ranch. But
Oh my
He's just going for a walk.
see, this is the type of uncultured person that has never played Final Fantasy VI before.
That ninja just looks like he's looking at that dog real intently.
we
Do we
I
really have time in this podcast to go over the lore of Final Fantasy VI and
No,
why the
we
dog is
don't.
in front?
God,
yeah,
you guys are
we,
too funny.
we don't.
So yeah, I'm to get us back on topic. I am using two handhelds this week.
Okay.
I'm using the ROG Ally-X, which I'm on right now. I've connected pretty much everything to this: my mic, my webcam, my other camera. I'm using basically a hub to keep all this connected. It's just kind of sitting there looking pretty while I do this. And then my other challenge is because I need to do a video review on something using the Ally-X. So I'm only allowed this.
Pow, kitty.
For an entire week. I can only use the V90S and the ROG Ally-X.
You know that
I like the V90S.
it doesn't sound
I
bad.
think it's solid.
Which is
No,
funny
no.
because I got this in yesterday, the Antec Core
Ah.
Micro, which is basically the Ionea Pocket Micro. I can't turn it on.
Ah.
It's a paperweight right now. It is
No.
not challenge approved.
No way.
America.
That's a fun challenge. That's a
You
fun
did it.
challenge.
You did
No,
it
it's
to
not.
yourself.
No, it's not.
Here's
It
the
is.
other part of the challenge. What happens when I want to watch TV in the living room?
Mm.
I have to plug in my Ally-X to my TV.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Guess you're not watching TV this week. You're just watching
I mean-
YouTube on the Alex.
I mean, let's be honest. Does the phone count?
So how do you generally watch?
I mean,
TV? Through a
my
console?
phone is my third device. I
That's
can
fine.
use
He's
my phone.
recording with his phone, right?
Yeah, I'm using my phone to record, but I'm using two handhelds to game on.
Mhm.
So my retro gaming is done with the V90S. My heavier stuff is the Ally-X. But yeah, if I want to watch TV in the living room, I gotta plug in my Ally-X.
So curious, how far up do you go in emulation on the V90S? Like, what's your limit? Because I know some people would be like, oh, I could probably pull out like some PlayStation or something like that. Or are you like going like straight GBA down and then everything else on the LIX?
That's pretty much it. I
Yeah.
will probably cap out at PlayStation. So I had an SD card in here that was already loaded up with scraped box art, and I went to go put my Pokemon Unbound save in it. Go to put the SD card in, it launches, and I can't find it. I'm pretty sure it like fell into the radiator and it's gone.
I'm pretty sure we've all
That's
done that
awesome.
before.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just gone.
I made
Yeah.
a whole darn video about this. I
had to pull out a
Yeah.
whole another SD card, and guess what? I had to stop copying ROMs to it because I needed to plug in my mic for this podcast
Oh
because
my
I was doing
god.
it on the LAX.
The gnomes have
So
claimed it.
I had that happen to me before with a 512, and I launched it, and it got wedged in
no.
between the crown molding at the bottom of the floor and the wall. And I'm not gonna lie, I ripped the crown molding off the wall to get my SD card, and I put it
Pokemon
back in,
Unbound
dude.
safe.
I hope it was over 512 for
Oh
ripping
my
crown
gosh.
molding on.
No, it was
That's
just
really
a 512.
Oh man.
Really funny.
vacuum got it. Yep, just
That is funny.
One
So
thing I did
what-
not lose is my bandana.
Banana.
Oh, I love that
Uh-huh.
bandana, dude.
Yeah, I do love
Yes.
that too.
Yeah, I
Yes,
guess
I love that
he's gonna have
bandana.
to start mass producing those for the RH Discord.
Oh,
If
you'll
I
totally
list
sell a group of them.
handhelds in the marketplace, I'm probably going to start including a bandana in anything I
Oh,
sell.
I got a Pikachu that you printed when you had your old printer right there.
Oh yeah, right there in the background. Look at him go.
Yeah, I was like, oh hey, I got a Pikachu. So yeah, he sits up there and chills with the other stuff Jedi has made. So he did that printing over there. But yeah, there's a bunch of people that print. You guys should reach out to them if you guys are in the RH handheld.
Banana.
Yeah.
Banana. So let me ask you with this. You've been doing this for like 2 days now, right? With the Ally, the 2 devices.
This is day 2.
Day 2. What's been
Day two.
what's been the easiest part of it? Because I know you obviously what the hardest part is stuff like going to watch TV in the living room, or you know what I mean, or I mean it's not as
Or
convenient to
going
take
on a
the
podcast.
yeah, man.
Going
So
on a
what's been the
podcast,
easiest
yeah.
part, or the part that you took for granted how simple it would be?
Do I have
He's
time
like,
to
it's all
say
hard.
that?
None of it.
Hard.
No, the easiest part was just play games on it because I already had it set up as a gaming device. So I wanted to play Final Fantasy 14 on it last night before bed, and usually before bed I'll cloud game on something smaller, something a little bit more comfortable. But I only had the LIX, so that's what I did, and I played it for a little bit, and it was fine.
I'm
No,
sure that
it's-
V90S could cloud game. It could do it.
I'm sure it can. It's running Batacera.
doesn't have native Wi-Fi. You had to put a dongle in there to get it to.
Yeah.
I
think
did.
so.
I did have to put a yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
see,
about-
And very, very specific dongle too. By the way, I might add.
Yeah. Pal Kitty was always specific with their
I
dongles.
hadn't
Yeah.
tried it with that one yet. Did you guys see that the Newly has a pre-alpha for it now?
No,
Oh,
is
glad
it
you
part of
did.
their Patreon?
Probably, yeah. I'm part of the Patreon, so it's possible. So I mean, but you know, it's gonna feel like Batacera. It's just gonna be a little bit more polished because that build of Batacera, they got to develop a build that comes on the V90S, and it's rough.
It's rough. It's a little janky.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that. I'll get the Newly one tried in the next couple of days, but I'm excited to see it.
But what I like about this challenge, I mean, the part where you're shutting off your desktop and just using the Ally, that's you. You're crazy.
Yeah.
I love you, but you're crazy.
Yeah,
what I like about the challenge where it's like it's just the V90 is because I want a game. When I first got into this hobby, all I had was an original OG 35XX. Like that was
Mhm.
it. So I just did everything possible to make that work. And so this kind of reflects your new user into the scene experience where you don't get to just go dip into an Android device or go dip into another device. Like it really is like this is your alpha and your omega. So get the most out of it.
So
And plus the fact you also have to keep in mind, like we're a different breed of human. But the majority of people out there are going to buy one device.
right.
And that's going to be their one device.
Right. Right.
So this video is going to be more geared toward those people. can you buy an ROG Ally X or an x86 handheld and have it be your one and done?
Yes.
Or do you have to invest much more money than you thought you would have to with a laptop just to get it functioning? Like, is it not worth it? Is it only worth it as a gaming device, or can you squeeze more life out of it, like you said?
Can we take a moment to acknowledge the fact that Lee, the handheld hoarder, who owns everything, just said yes, absolutely, you can get away with just an Ally and a Pow Kitty.
Oh yeah.
That was a good catch. That was
Oh, yeah.
that was
That's
a really
good.
catch.
That's a-
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Oh my God.
I think I've talked to Loud and Jedi about this quite often. I have a ton of handhelds, but there's only a selected few
Hold on,
that
before you
actually
say
make it.
Before you say it, Lee, before you say it, we're gonna this is gonna be a segment here. So, Desert Handheld.
Oh man, okay.
Desert Island handheld.
Desert-
That was Michaela's
Desert
question of
Island
the day.
handheld?
Yeah.
We're
That was your
going there?
question of the day, sir. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
let's
use
have
your
the special
question.
guest. Let's have the special guest go first because I want to hear theirs, and then we could go.
Look,
So
I have to only pick one.
yeah, a ton.
You're gonna make fun of me.
Of course,
No.
yes. That's what this is. You're giving us meat to chew on.
Legion Go S Z2 Go.
Oh
Oh,
really?
yeah, we're totally gonna make fun of you. Yeah.
Wow.
It seems
I told
comfy.
you that was a hard take. That was a
Okay,
hard
okay,
take.
okay. I
What
need
happened?
I need
I
deets
thought
on
you was
this.
I thought you was an OLED Steam Deck guy. What happened?
SteamOS or Bazite on the Z2 Go is actually a lot more efficient than people realize.
Mm-hmm.
And the types of games that I typically play are not going to push the boundaries of the system. And if it is going to push the boundaries of the system, I'm probably going to end up playing that at home on a television anyway. So if I have to be in a deserted island with just one hammy, it's going to be the hammy that can reliably play Final Fantasy 14 with really good ergonomics, with trigger switches, and with a great screen.
Does it have a great screen?
I like the screen.
That panel on that thing is dope. We need to have that as a discussion one day. That whole VR 8-inch versus OLED.
Right.
I'm team VRR.
No Team OLED.
I love OLEDs,
Team
but I
OLED.
like the VRR. I mean, just
You
that-
won't get better darks than on OLED. Like
that
you got a
Michaela pretty much
handheld
made
that's
me buy.
black,
It was
like a
freaking awesome just because of that screen.
if you got a black handheld those and you have bezels, they just blend in. They like you can't even tell where the screen or the handheld starts because the blacks are so good on an OLED. So
Oh.
good.
I think you mentioned before.
Neo has soured me on black handhelds.
It really matters when you turn the brightness up, right? Like, oh, LCD, OLED, I don't really see the difference, and I'm kind of there. And I mentioned this before, like my eyes are SD, so HD does nothing for me. But when you blow up the brightness on a screen, you really do see the difference between the OLED and the LCD.
So
But
what's
Thank
your
you
Desert Island?
for saying that. Actually, really quick, thank you for saying that because that's the biggest difference for me with an OLED is that
Them nits.
I mean anybody who watches my channel knows that I like a little retina tanning, and I really enjoy staring into the sun, you know, and so I want peak brightness. I really do. Also, all jokes aside, I like handhelds that I could play outside. You know, I don't want it. That was my biggest letdown with the Neo Pocket S1, the OG, was the 400 nit brightness. I just don't
They
like.
bumped it in two now.
Yeah, they bumped it up to 600. We'll have to see what that looks like in person. But dude, the OLED just gets so bright, and that's irreplaceable to me. So, Jedi, your Desert Island handheld.
Come on. Everybody knows already. No, so I have a question. I have a question.
Oh
I
no!
regret asking you.
Why did
what's
you even go to
stipulation?
Jedi next?
No.
Jedi shouldn't even been next. Jedi should have been last.
asking them. I regret it. I
Jedi should have been last. Like,
I have a stipulate. I have a question on the stipulations. Now, one. I know this is Michaela's question, so I'm gonna ask him. Desert Island device, but can I use
this guy, he's already trying to cheat. Man.
What's the name of that damn app?
Yeah,
What's the name of the damn app? What's the name of the app? The Moonlight spin.
You can use whatever. It's your one handheld. You can use
as long as the handheld's using it.
Wait. Jedi's cheating?
Getting clarification.
Can I use Moonlight with
Apollo and Artemis
with this one handheld?
Technically, wouldn't that need a second device?
It doesn't have to be on the island. True. It could be at the house as long as I got good Wi-Fi.
Well, where you getting Wi-Fi?
Where you get Wi-Fi?
How in the what kind of magical, wonderful fantasy island are you stranded on?
Student gives stipulations about that. All right. And
wait.
Okay. You have like a Starlink flying over the island, or like
whoa. We might be giving too much heat on here on Jedi because he said we didn't get the stipulations, which is correct because we just had Miguel over here saying he wanted to play Final Fantasy 14. That's all online.
Oh, that's why you're the best, dude.
But that's connecting to their servers. That's not connecting to your.
You still need Wi-Fi
at home.
You still need Wi-Fi.
You do still need Wi-Fi.
So, because I could still do Game Pass. This is a shocker for you guys. I can still do Game Pass on this guy, right?
Gosh.
So, if I have it. But if I don't have that option, then I'm going to have to go with an x86 device because I need to be, it gives me access to everything. And then in that place is going to be my iPhone Pro. But I mean, if it's.
I can't wait until Ian drops the new Odin and I don't have to see the portal anymore.
Me too. Oh my goodness.
Dang it. I'm looking at this F1 Pro feeling bad, but the portal because of the battery and I just love it. You're like my best friend. Next to my best friend.
It's like my best friend.
Next to my best friend Tech Suite is my best friend. If you guys didn't know, Tech Dube and I are like BFFs now.
No, let me remind you again. That was a pre-recording. All right. Like, don't be weird. All right.
You're delusional.
All right, I guess we'll just keep going across. So now we got Michael.
Yeah. All right, I have similar clarifications.
Okay.
Number one, is it a desert island? Somebody explain to me how the hell you get a desert on an island? It's surrounded by water. Like, is it a continent? Is the island like? Is it? Is it a desert?
Puerto Rico's a desert island, homie.
Is it a deserted island?
I think we meant desert island, like ice cream mountains and.
I'm at risk for diabetes. No.
Cupcakes.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's play to the heart of the question. It is a desert island. You're there. You've got no power. You've got nothing.
Nothing's gonna last long.
Yeah. My handheld.
Yeah, but we're talking about handheld
connection. Like, get me the hell out of there. I want to get back to my family. and maybe while I'm waiting, I'll do some Delta and some Pokemon. But really, I want to save the battery for getting me the hell out of here.
Oh my gosh, this guy, he's thinking a whole nother level. He's like, give me back to all my handhelds.
He's on his Bear Grylls stuff right now.
I'm going to rephrase the question to the spirit of the question because I hate phone gaming. You get one device, right, and that's your one device. We have the luxury of a bunch of stuff. Right. Honestly, I probably have too much. My kids have too much to play Minecraft on and bicker with each other over who hit who. No, I mean, you want to get the device which is the longest battery and the most capable. That's the LIX today, right? Or your Legion Go with a battery mod or things like that. Like, it is the most versatile. You can play the most on it. You can theoretically play everything. It's not necessarily the most comfortable. It's not necessarily the thing you're just going to be able to travel with. But if you're stuck with just one, I think you just go with the one which has the most versatility.
I feel like you're just telling me that I should go get an AOK Zoe A1X. I feel like that's
I'm pretty sure that's not what he said.
I have to agree with. I have to agree with Lee. I don't.
Why don't you just get an Neo 3 at that point?
Only an idiot would buy one of those.
Yeah, some moron that likes black beans. First off, I
Let
spent
me
all that
know when
money
you
and then I
it,
never
and
get
if
the
I'm
damn
still
thing.
alive, I'll be excited.
So I'm done.
Man.
Should we shoot this over to Colab, Mr. Allistair?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
LIX only. He is actually podcasting on LIX. If you just joined right now, it's money.
I'm connected to the X right now.
Yeah, he is rocking it right now.
X gonna give to you.
Which
Yeah.
I don't know how to prove it because I'm afraid to move it.
Don't do
Because
it.
if I
Yeah,
move
don't
it, something
move
gets
it.
disconnected, I'm just like beat.
Don't move it. Don't.
It's literally balancing on my desk right now.
Yeah, let's leave it there. That's a good place.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, if you want to remain in the podcast, you probably want to just leave it alone. All right. So I want to start off by saying all of your answers are wrong.
No.
And for me, it'd be the O2 Mini. That'll be it, dude. I mean, sorry, Lee. Sorry, bro.
If you're wandering around your deserted island and you're looking for food and you want to game a little bit while you're on top of the mountain, sure. You want the portability, absolutely. Battery's not going to last you as long as like the Odin 2 regular or the portal.
You guys are gonna have a hard time seeing your screens in the bright sun of the desert. So
Yeah, they're gonna have to wait until it's night to play their handhelds.
I think the O2 Mini has like 1,000 nits, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
800
but
at least.
Jedi,
so
he's got an OLED over there.
1,000 gnats attracted to those 1,000 nits.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen a gnat in the desert, but we'll go with it.
maybe something. I don't know what it is, but it might be drawn to it, possibly. Now, you know what? If you're surrounded by water, you're definitely getting something flying around out there.
Yeah, I mean some pelicans. I mean, if you're in the desert, that's a weird mix, though. Honest, I have to agree with Michael that's a really, really weird mix, like the desert
Pelicans,
and the ocean.
You get
Pelicans
the
and
question,
camel spiders. Like
it is a deserted island. The question is, it's a deserted island. With that said, just I can't feel. I have to logic it out. But it's fine. The spirit of the question is, you get one, and you're isolated, presumably with no internet connection.
That's really good.
Sorry,
okay.
my producer was texting me. I had to...
All right.
See,
so
I was under the impression that we were on Jedi's magical island.
Right.
We have Wi-Fi.
Dude, we got Starlink.
we got Wi-Fi. Everything's
the margarita mixer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw that movie. Isn't there little porgies, like the cute little things that look like chicken? That's the Jedi. That's the Jedi Island, right?
I will tell you, the handheld that I took to the beach with me and then subsequently didn't use because I didn't want to get sand in it was the 34XX.
So not the regular 34XX.
Regular 34XX.
I feel like sand is a pain, but when I think of a desert island, for some reason, like I'm from Arizona, like I was born and raised from Arizona, so like when I think desert, I'm thinking like hard, super hard dirt, like it's almost like concrete. That's desert to me. Like there ain't no sand. It's just super hard because it hasn't gotten rain in like 27 years, so it has just turned into rock.
So for clarity, when I asked this question, Mikhailov, did you mean desert island or did you mean deserted island? And I just take the layup, buddy. Just say you meant deserted island and I mistranslated it. Take it.
I didn't mean deserted island.
Fair enough.
We get the question. I just want to give you a hard time. But I want to check in with Allistair over there. Is there more? Because otherwise we should move on to Lee.
Yeah, no, it's all Lee. It's all Lee time.
Okay. All right. Lee.
So yeah, you guys are you guys are all onto your hardcore units and x86s and everything, but man, I'm probably gonna be rocking GBA, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, so I don't need something super powerful. Most of the times I'm probably gonna be running away from the sun, so I'm not burning, trying to climb trees for coconuts and stuff like that. So, I'm going to be busy. So I'm going to have to go with like one of those really ridiculous power bank handhelds from AliExpress that has like a 20,000 milliamp battery inside of it. And I'm gonna be playing like Game Boy. And
Yeah, man.
I'll probably be able to last a couple of weeks before it finally gives up, and then I'm gonna have to chuck it into the water.
You throw it against a rock and let it explode. That's the only way you're gonna get the attention of the airplanes.
Right.
They're gonna find his body when they go to rescue him, and he's gonna be dead next to the spicy pillow that exploded in the middle of the night and killed him. 20,000 milliamp hour battery. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, x86. Yeah, I mean, would I take it? Sure. How long would it last? An hour, and then it's done. Unless you're playing retro games on, then you got like what 6-7 hours. But you know how much battery draw you drain just booting it on and off? Like, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna.
You're gonna find your dead body, and you're still not out of the Verdian forest.
Oh my gosh.
Like, look at this guy. He didn't even make it. But you know what? If I didn't make it out of the Viridian Forest, I guarantee you I had a starter shiny, because that's usually what I do on every Pokemon game first. I just keep on soft resetting until I get my shiny. So if I'm dead and they see me in the Viridian Forest, I'm at least going to have a shiny. So someone's taking it.
So we're here with times.
Okay, so
we jump
go ahead.
I was gonna say, should we? I want to ask Miguel have a few more questions, and then you think we can jump into the news?
Sure.
Oh, do it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I see you trying to work on the side. I've been to a Teams meeting before. I know when somebody's not paying attention.
He's like, I'm working very hard just to keep this Rogue Ally X running.
All right,
I'm just saying the things I can't say in the podcast about Jedi.
That's fair.
Oh, got it.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so that's don't pick a third. It's not fair. You do have to answer the question because you only get one: black beans or pinto beans.
Oh my gosh.
There is the right answer.
Oh.
You can't go with neither. You can't go with Fava.
He's from the Northeast, so he's going to make the right answer. Watch.
I prefer black beans.
Oh, dang it.
You were right, Jedi. He's going to pick the right answer.
Oh,
trail, man. Unbelievable.
Oh, man. What is that? Is that like 26-1 or something?
Oh.
Like, wow.
Oh, man.
The non-committal nature of an answer also tells you everything you need to know.
I hope every single one of you steps on a Lego in the middle of the night when you go to the bathroom.
Hey, don't wish that on me. I have a 4-year-old.
There you go.
I removed all Legos from my house just because I get this from you every day.
Luckily, I'm not to that level yet, so.
You will be. You will.
I'm safe for now. I'm safe for now.
Really quick, before we move on to another question, I do want to mention. So what Digital Jedi was referring to earlier, as far as being BFFs with Tech Dweeb, we have a fun little series going around right now, and it's called Tag You're It.
It's true.
We kicked it off. We kicked it off on the RH podcast, and Digital Jedi Matt has made an amazing, funny episode. Great intro. Also, Clef from Game Tech Talks has made one. We'll get one here from Retro Lunch, TeamRetrogue, a couple other guys coming down the pipeline, and just look out for those on their channels. It should be really entertaining. It's been a fun project. So, did you have any other questions you wanted to ask Michaela?
Yeah, so a few things that we should probably jump into the news, but what got you into the retro emulation scene? We can fiddle with these devices, but there feels like there's a difference between like, okay, I'm watching Russ, I'm watching some guides, like I'm understanding what's going on, versus like now the sickness has caught me and now I'm in it.
That's a little bit of a loaded question, but yeah, I'll answer as best I can. So, would you guess by looking at me that I'm a failed Twitch streamer?
Nah, dude.
I think
you definitely look like you could have been a big hit.
I'm looking at every single one in this room, and every single one of us could be a failed Twitch streamer because it's a.
So
I don't wear shirts that are low cut enough in order to actually get that
Yeah.
popularity.
And we're not in our 20s anymore.
You don't have
I
to be
tried that.
good
I
at
even
it.
wore my yoga pants, and it didn't help with viewership.
Mhm.
I gave it my all.
yeah,
I did.
yeah. So that's kind of where the whole thing started. I did Twitch for a couple of years, and
I kind of want to pause right there. I'm curious. What did you play?
I was a Nintendo variety streamer.
So you just did like an Elgato and hooked it up to like GPAs and Game Boys and Switch.
So this is how nuts I was. I actually, and I don't have it anymore. I sold it when I stopped streaming to Twitch. I used to have a Nintendo 2DS with a modded capture board in it.
No.
And so I started with 3DS Pokemon, and I would stream that, and then I kind of got into some games that I just wanted to play and just never had the time to play. So I actually played and beat Skyward Sword on stream for all of 2 people. And I think
I don't know if I should laugh, like, because like
if you
That's great.
really feel like going back into the archives, you'll find a Twitch clip of when I got the hardest piece of heart you can possibly get in that game, and it had to do with skydiving and landing on like a spinning wheel in an exact spot. And I was filming off of a laptop in my living room that was connected to a capture card that was connected to my living room TV. And the lighting was terrible, and I was parked in front of my window with the curtains closed. The curtains weren't doing anything to keep the light out. So I eventually moved the operation to my office. Long story short, I decided that I was not going to make it as a Twitch streamer. This was in the middle of the pandemic when Russ was getting started. So I just happened to start to catch some of his content. And that kind of made me shift a little bit, because I had been playing like all modern stuff. I'm like, well, what if I focus on retro games? And so things just kind of went from there. And one of my first videos was how to take a modded Switch and run Android on it, and that kind of took off. And
for sure.
I just kept doing it. I would buy stuff that I wanted to buy anyways, and I would do content on it. And I did like 3-4 videos on the Win 600. I did a whole bunch of videos on the Steam Deck. I did some videos on the Retro Pocket 2. And that's kind of what got me connected with the Retro Handhelds people. And then, fast forward 3-4 years, and I'm going to CES with Stubbs and Rob and Russ, and just having a blast.
You were one of the few that bought that shirt. I think even I have a version of that shirt too.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
I actually committed to the bid. I lost weight so I could fit in that shirt.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Has nothing to do with my health. I just want to
That's for the bit. Just for the bit.
I know that you're going to go to CES next year too, right? With
that's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan.
When you go there,
if they're not sick of me yet,
yeah. If when you go there,
Uh-huh.
I just recently it was a couple of days ago, but Tula was on there on a podcast, and Stubbs went into full detail how his thumb is shorter than the average person. So I think I need a picture of your thumb next to his thumb.
We can make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
This and now thumb picks, dude.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I thought I was the weirdo. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was into like some serious detail. Maybe Too Loud will be there too.
Specifically, though.
I mean, you could get anyone. I mean, it's interesting because I know he got called out on the podcast by one of his commenters that
I think he assumed that you have an average size thumb.
Data.
So.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, hopefully. You'll have to measure it because as far as I know from Stubbs's podcast is that the average thumb was like 2.74 inches, I think it was. So Stubbs comes out like 2.2. So that would be hilarious that he could post all over RH to kind of say that he has a scientific value. Maybe if he goes around CES and just taking pictures next to everyone's thumbs, then he'd have concrete proof data that it is smaller. But there is something else. When you go to CES, are you going to pass this challenge off to one of them? Like the only using 2 handhelds? I feel like if you guys did this, but you guys did an all day like thing, like you're streaming your guys' stuff, like, hey, it's dinner time and now I gotta watch TV and you're watching on this like little tiny Android handheld, I think it would be hilarious.
So most of us only brought one handheld to kind of play with while we were there. I brought the iNeo Qun, which I've since sold. Ban has that now. And then I ended up using an iNeo Slide for the rest of that trip because it was a gift from Russ.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
So I set it up. Actually, if not well-known CES story is that I made Rob drive me to Best Buy because I actually broke the buttons and keyboard on the Slide, and I needed to reset it to factory settings so that I can get the drivers working again. And so I made Rob drive me to a Best Buy in Vegas so that I could get a keyboard mouse combo.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
You're already so limited, resource limited when you're exiting the house and going to CES. Like that's
yes.
Yeah.
You kind of inherit the challenge no matter what.
I don't even know where Best Buy is. I've been to Las Vegas a lot, and I don't think I've ever just like looked for a Best Buy, like ever.
We did find one.
Google knows.
Google.
You could probably find a lot of bad stuff a lot easier than a Best Buy in Vegas.
We've moved on from MapQuest and printing things out to get somewhere. Sorry, I can't find it.
Yeah, do you remember that? Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's move into this Fedora situation.
I had not heard about this. I'm interested to hear.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let Matt break it down a little bit for us.
Okay, wait. Well, if Matt's breaking down Fedora, he needs to wear a fedora.
I have
your fedora
several. Actually, I have some at the house. I mean, I'm not gonna go get them because I'm not. But
where are you now?
I'm in the house. I anticipated this kind of behavior from Mikhailov. I did not expect it from you two. I'm gonna need you guys.
I'm rubbing off.
I don't want to hear about rubbing off.
Fedora is taking feedback from their community.
What? Did I break the show like that?
That was good, Michael. That was good.
Oh my gosh! I thought we're keeping the PG, but all right. So Fedora is taking feedback from their community on actually taking votes on going to a full 64-bit system, removing the 32-bit. So it may not seem like a big deal, but SteamOS runs on 32-bit. So does Bazite. So there's a huge that's huge impact. And the main developer Bazite even said at this point, if they do that, he doesn't really have any other option but to end the project, which is detrimental, and there's a lot of stuff there. I mean, that we have to they have to navigate. So first off, the community voting so far is 48% completely against the idea. I think they're at like 8% people voted for it, but I mean, I don't know how much the voting is going to matter to them. I think it should. I mean, I think they're, SteamOS and Bazai have put Fedora on the map for gaming. Right. So, where is that going to leave them if they make that call? I think that's, Steam and Valve could go to a 64-bit system. That's cool. But Bazite, they already said they can't, they won't. So they're going to, that's a tough decision. And it's kind of leads into the whole conversation of where does that leave Arch Linux with their gaming stuff?
is if 48% is against it, you're telling me 52% is
No,
agreeing?
there's there's a whole bunch of categories.
Oh, okay.
The green portion is 8% so far.
Okay.
So
So
40% of people that voted.
This is open source, right? You stick a fork in it.
That's
Just
exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Mhm.
Well,
We'll
that's
see
what
ports.
potentially what Valve would do, but is
Yeah.
Bazzai going to do that? They said they weren't.
You
So
lose all
there's
those Fedora
some
engineers,
stuff
but
that,
yeah.
I mean, we were talking earlier. Prior to Bazzai, you didn't really hear about Fedora. Everything was Mint or Ubuntu.
The Debian stuff
Ubuntu.
was definitely more
Debian,
prominent.
yeah. So now, I mean, so I'm curious. This is interesting. It could be impactful. It could be nothing. But I mean, it's just the dimension of it is kind of a little scary. So for people that are big Linux x86 gamers, so let's see what happens with it. But it's what do you guys think about that?
I don't think it'll affect Steam OS. Steam OS will probably just dump money into it
go
and figure out
64
something
bit.
else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
They would just be like, okay, and then they would solve the issue. Would
It's
it be
more cost on that part.
instantaneous? Maybe. I'm
Mhm.
not sure. Bazite saying that they're not going to continue. I mean, I can understand that. They've put so much dedication and work into this already, and then now you're asking them to revamp their whole entire system for 64-bit, and that would require a lot.
Mhm.
It's definitely not just an easy go in there and just change all the 32 to 64. It's like you'd have to completely revamp. So I can understand it from that point, but the community, the retro community is very strong. I know a lot of people don't know it, but it is very strong, and I don't think they're going to just allow it to happen. I mean, we see the same thing, right, with
So guys, really quick,
Switch emulation.
I gotta drop. So have a good show, everybody. I'll keep in touch, but I'll talk to you guys
Take
later.
it easy, Michael. We
Yeah,
hope to
later,
see
buddy.
you
Join it,
again
Michael.
sometime.
Whenever I
Yeah,
have time.
thanks for joining us.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah, but I mean, we see this with Switch emulation, right? Even with all the lawsuits and all the issues and everything, it just doesn't die. Like people just keep coming. It's like, hey, here's
Mhm.
another fork. Here's another fork. Here's another fork. And like, I mean, yeah, we don't got a complete software yet, but I mean, that thing has been spliced so many times, it's insane. So I think Bazite will be okay, even if they do go to 64-bit, and the original developer is like, you know what, I'm done. Something tells me some other team will pick it up and be like, nah, we need this, and they will probably put in the work.
Yeah, I think with all those forks, we could potentially make possibly make a signature Celine Dion silverware set.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
God. If you guys haven't seen Clef Game Tech Talks video, watch it. It's pretty good.
Yep. He loves
Yeah.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere really. Like I said, even though we do have a lot of there's times where developers have developed things and they've gotten a lot of attacks and things like that. I know it's not the best part of the community, but most of these projects have never died. Like none of them. I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I'm 99% sure Steam OS is going nowhere.
oh
right?
yeah,
They
sure.
have way too much money invested at this point. They would never allow for that. So we don't have to worry about SteamOS for smaller projects, less funded projects like Bazite. Potentially, yeah, they could be gone. But it would be really silly of Fedora to do that. They would shoot themselves in the foot.
I agree.
Literally,
I agree.
SteamOS is the reason why we're seeing the numbers that we're seeing now as far as PC gamers and Linux users moving up to what, like 7-8% of the market, to where in the past it had been lower than 2%. So I really don't know where this came from, but I think it's really kind of silly.
It could be a publicity thing. They're just looking for attention. You know, I mean, who
It
knows?
could.
It doesn't make sense to
It
me
could.
either.
I mean, didn't Windows eliminate 32-bit systems?
I don't know if Windows did actually, because the
Yeah,
reason
I
I
think it's
say
all
that,
64-bit. I think it's been 64-bit since
well, it's ARM
8.
now too, right? So
I don't know if that has as big of an impact because Windows is still Windows, but with Linux, there's so many different distros. You know, I think it might be more impactful. But I mean, I don't know. That's a good
I mean,
point.
but the thing about Windows too is, I mean, you can put Linux on it. I mean, it is possible. I mean, you could even partition and run both. I mean, on a system. But if you're looking to run Linux inside of Windows, it is possible. Um, it just, you know, as far as I remember, 64-bit is basically the proprietary setup now for Windows.
yeah, I believe it is.
So maybe this
I
is
believe.
maybe just a catch-up move. Maybe they think
Maybe.
that this is what the future is going to be, and so they're going to kind of head in that direction.
So Michael pointed out in the comments that Windows has something called the Windows on Windows subsystem.
You know, he just dropped off to play World of Warcraft.
Yep. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, so it can run 32-bit binary. Okay, yeah. See,
Okay.
I definitely knew that it had the possibility, so it definitely is there. So why Fedora is doing it, I don't know.
Maybe he's 100% right. Maybe it's just playing catch up to the times, and you know, something like that's either going to have to adapt or there's just going to have to be forks, like you guys said. And we'll have to see if maybe it's a nothing burger and nothing is coming out of it at all. We'll find out. I mean, time will tell. It was just an interesting topic to talk about. So,
Yeah.
what do you guys want to talk about now? You want to talk about now?
Well, I mean, something quick is I don't know if you guys caught it, but Netflix is delisting 20 games, 20 plus games.
Okay, this
Yeah,
is
man.
not surprising in any way to me, really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I love about Netflix, and there's a lot of stuff I hate about Netflix. And usually, the stuff I love, Netflix gets rid of. So,
Well, so they you know, they shut down their AAA game studio in like October, right? So, and then now this move here, I mean, it could be something bad, it could be something, you know, good. It could be that they're just making room for other big titles, but some of the titles that are on here are pretty big deals. You know, they're talking about pulling Hades. It's iOS version of Hades, but Hades has been one of the biggest games of the last couple of years. They're all three of the Monument Valley games. What else was on that list of the games?
Death's Door.
Death's Door, which is gonna hurt my heart because I love Death's Door. Braid. I mean, Braid is you know has been around forever to still be out forever. Carmen Sandiego. There's a bunch of stuff on there that they're pulling. So I'm like, those are pretty big hitters. Like, what are they going to replace them with? Or is there something going on here? Like things are not going up well, and they're just trying to panic move stuff around. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. I feel like it's not a good sign.
I mean,
does Netflix really end up being synonymous with gaming?
No.
Like the only reason that I know about it is that I'll look like in the Play Store or in the App Store, and I'll find games that are like, oh, that's cool that's in the App Store.
Yep.
But then it'll just have the little N on the bottom, and I'll have to sign in with my Netflix account. And I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that. But can't these developers just release them natively on the App Store anyway?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've seen it happen, right? Because what was it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a Netflix exclusive game, and then it was released natively on Android. So, I mean, it's definitely not the end, and these developers are not gonna just let their game go to waste, especially when they see that it has potential and it has users. I believe good many of them will come natively to.
I would have to assume it would be based on the contract. I'm assuming Netflix probably got them tied up in some type of contract, so there might be some time before we see them released as standalones on any system. I mean, it varies. But Netflix has been making this move for a long time. Like they've been getting rid of projects left and right. I mean, even before their AAA studio, they got rid of their animation studio, and I thought they made some of the greatest animation shows and movies around. Like they actually got some top tier stuff, and they wiped that whole area out. And then this AAA, but what it comes down to, and this really has nothing to do with retro gaming, but what it comes down to is that Netflix has found the formula. The formula is reality TV and documentaries, and that's what they're focusing on. So that's what makes the money. That's what makes people want to subscribe, because they want that stuff. And I think it's like the most viewed content on Netflix's streaming services. And so you're just gonna follow the money, right? You're a big corporation, you're gonna follow it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mikola was saying, I didn't even know that Netflix made games. Really, the way that I knew that they found the way I found out is that when you log into like your Netflix app on like any TV or something, they have like that one like just little column of like games you can play. I was like, oh shoot, you can play games on Netflix, and like there would be like Oxygen on there and other stuff, and I did I ever use them? No, but they were there.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, from the list that I see, they're not killing all of it. Netflix, there's some titles there that I know are Netflix games, and they're not on that list. So I don't believe they're killing all of it. But I mean, it is what it is. Like we said, they'll come back around, and if they don't, then I mean, there's other ways to play most of these games. It does suck, but yeah, I mean, I think we gave Netflix enough time, and let's talk about something more fun, and let's talk about these MagicX devices. We're gonna pull this up on screen here, and I'll let Matt talk about these here.
I mean, who's getting a 040? Michaela, do you have one already? No. Okay.
I kind of want to see if they drop blue.
I'm as far as I know, the only people who got only a couple people got units so far.
Okay. We were looking the other day, just looking at it, getting ready to order, and then a whole bunch of renders and stuff popped up for different devices. So you have your 1 series, which we know the MagicX 135 is coming out. It's got the 2 D-pads on it, and it's going to be like a pocketable Tate mode device, which is pretty cool, right? I mean, because my first thought was, well, the 40 is a Tate mode machine, but I mean, it's not really pocketable. But then these other ones popped up. We saw this naming convention is probably worse than Emmerdix, man. MagicX 1XX. I mean, I don't even know what in the world that is, and that's sort of
I think I'm starting to think all these companies are in a contest for who makes the worst naming convention, right? Like,
my gosh, man, it's just ridiculous, man.
There's 3 X's instead of 2 X's.
Yeah, man, yeah. And then so this one here, this MagicX 1 Flip, I mean, there's no details on it, but I mean, I kind of read something somewhere that they're kind of modeling it after like their OG Retroid Flip type of thing, where it's going to be like a little 5-inch. I think it's cool. I think the flips are good devices. Cool. Yeah, clamshells are the devices here, right? So to see them put one out, I guess again, it depends on what chipset they put in it and how the hinge is. I'm already I think I'm already burnt out on 133Ps. I think they're not as quite as user friendly.
I think it's gonna be a 527.
Yeah, a 527. Let's see what that can do. You know what I mean? We'll see. How that works. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be Android based, so that looks interesting. The other big thing that they got coming is now they have the 2 series, right? And they have them there. It's just the MagicX 24XV and like a 405M type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a 4 or 5. Yeah, but both sticks on top.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to see this. I do like the 2 sticks up top orientation. So I'm excited to see what that one
I
does.
find it really interesting that they're just putting up placeholders on their website.
Right. Like when we saw it the first night, we were like, "Oh my god, did they accidentally load these up?" And then we went back and looked the next day, and there was more. I was like, "Oh, okay."
So Michael
So
said,
odd.
anything in the 0 series is going to be a 133p.
So is that what they're doing in different levels? So then, in that case, what's the next? If there's a,
It's got to be the 527 for the 2, right?
right, and then what's
Or
what's
maybe
the
they got
Yeah,
some
what's the
other
one?
random chip.
Yeah, what's
one?
the ones then?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
gonna be interesting for sure. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah,
then they have-
I mean, we got a couple other renders here that are pretty interesting as
This
well.
is like this is 35XXH all day, right? This is what this looks like to me. So
Yeah, but those
And again-
back triggers, those look like analog triggers right there.
it could be.
They
or
got
they're
a
just
they
in
got
the
a really
rendering
nice
phase.
lip on them.
Yeah, they're stacked at least, so which is pretty.
At least
cool.
they're stacked. Yes,
Uh-huh.
thankfully.
And this guy
Yeah.
here, I mean, what's in this guy here? What were you saying, Michaela?
I'm starting to think that X actually means something. Like in
X-ray.
the classifications of handheld. I mean, yeah, look at the renders.
Yeah.
But if Ambernick uses XX a lot, and now they're starting to use X in their titles, I'm starting to like think that maybe that's a code for something.
I was wondering specifically with MagicX because it looks like it has some reference to the size of the screen, right? Kind of like what Ambernick does. So
Yeah.
Michael saying that he thinks the 2 series might be Helios. So G99. So that's not terrible, you know.
That's
we'll
not.
see
I
what's
mean,
in there.
terrible.
G99 is good, but in a vertical, you know what I really want? I want a vertical that has analog triggers. Give me a
Solid
vertical with
G99.
analog triggers.
A
Like
vertical with analog triggers.
yeah, I'm tired of the digital buttons. Stop it. They're so loud.
What is he doing?
He's probably going to go grab a
You know,
handheld.
Yeah, you triggered him, so he wanted to join the club.
No, I just wanted you to see what it looks like with the screen on, buddy. That's all.
No, man.
That's
That's rough.
Is that a Pocket Micro or an Antec?
That's Pocket
That's
Micro.
Pocket Micro. Yeah,
I mean, it looks almost exactly the same.
they do.
Yeah.
So what happens if I turn this on? Is it going to say Antec or iNeo?
I guess we'll have to find out in 5 days.
Yeah, we'll find out in 5 days, bro.
Can't find out now.
Yeah,
But
man.
you know what though? It's pretty to look at.
It is,
pretty.
and I like
It's pretty.
the design. It's very sturdy. It's durable. Yeah, it feels great.
It's a candy bar.
Yeah, it's a candy bar. I mean, it can play a bit of GameCube, tiny bit of.
I'm
PS2.
waiting for somebody to review one so that I can get my hands on it. And,
I'm getting it. So he already knows that I'm going to end up getting rid of it because he knows it's too small for me. I don't know if it's. I'm feeling in the hand. It doesn't feel too small. There's just something about it. I'm just not digging. I don't know what. I'm just not digging it. So I think it might be the price point for what it is. What I would use it for. I'm still really enjoying the 34XXSP for GBA stuff. So, I'm thinking about taking the sticks out of my 34XXSP.
I've had it on my nightstand for a couple nights now, and it's actually been my go-to pickup the last couple nights is the 34XXSP, and I gotta say I do enjoy it. It's not as quiet as the Miu Flips buttons, but it's a solid handheld. It's Ambernick. I mean, what do we expect with them at this point?
I did take your advice, and my Miu Flip is on my nightstand right now. So now what about
open it before you go in the room. That's it.
Right. You gotta take it to the bathroom, open up, and then go back to the bedroom. So what about the MagicX 3 4X? So I mean, I don't know what that is, but it's odd, Michaela was saying about the placeholders. Yeah, what in the world?
And look at the shape of the bottom of the device too.
I
right?
know. So is this gonna have some kind of giant,
big
screen?
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if the website, if this was not supposed to be published.
Yeah, but
we wondered that.
All placeholder stuff. Like, did somebody just hit the publish button by accident?
But then the next day more came on. They this 4 series, this 3 series, and it wasn't there. It was originally just the 2 series stuff they had there, and then after that they added the the one flip. So who knows, man? But it's interesting. I'm curious to see where they go with this stuff.
The real question is, can they pull it off?
I hope so. I know they got some flack. I mean, and I gave them a hard time after the first two devices with the lying to us. I don't buy that. We didn't know that the manufacturer lied to us about the chipset. I still think that's on them. But then when they came out with the 020, what is it? Yeah, the 028. I mean, I really liked it until I broke it. Don't ask. And I really liked it, and I'm excited to see what they can do going forward. I love the idea of somebody other than Powkitty or or Ambernick or
Ambernick or
Retroid or
Retroid,
yeah. So we're doing something. I'm really excited about the Heligali.
I mean, I like their designs. I think
Mhm.
that they're wacky. So, I think that it's really like a good showpiece. But at the speed that they're dropping these, I think people are just not. They get that main hype, right, and then it kind of just simmers out, and then by the time the device actually drops, it's like no one cares anymore.
and
That
maybe they're
sounds
trying to
about like
follow.
I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's already blown their money on other
Mm.
devices that have came out, and I think that that's a hard part. I mean, their prices are pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, the new one, the One X40, yeah, I think it's a little high for an A133P, but it is what it is.
That screen, the uniqueness of that screen. What other device has that screen? The hot dog. Is it? So
The hot dog, the A1 unicorn,
A1
the snow
unicorns one
cake.
by one. A1 unicorns one by
What
one.
about
The
the
snow
snow
cake is
cake?
in. Snow cake does have the same screen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think that's all I could think of. Oh,
So,
yeah.
really quick, while you're naming strange handhelds like hot dogs, um, Matt, you go ahead and pull up the next thing there, and while you're doing that, Lee, let's get into our Lee's trash bin device. What were we calling? What were we calling this segment again?
This segment is whatever I can pull out of my closet. And I know that a lot of people are like, "Hey, what's in there?" There's all kinds of crazy stuff in there. I just been buying over the years, um, everywhere, eBay, from the retro community, the marketplace, wherever. But this one I got like maybe 2 years ago, and I thought it was really cool because they started out as this company, and now you guys know them as Ambernick. And check this guy out right here. So this is the RS97, and as you
It's
can see,
beautiful.
we got this Ambernick logo here. But they were actually known as Retro Game Company, and as most speculate is that that's where the RG comes from in their handheld names. So you got the RG353 and the RG405. Is that what it really means? I don't know, but sounds good.
I dig it. What can you
Yeah,
play? Have you? Well, I was gonna say what can you play in that, but have you actually ever even turned it on?
I have turned it on. Yeah, and yeah, you can play quite a bit on here actually. It plays a decent amount of Game Boy Advance, but it won't
But
play
not all of
all
it.
the. It won't play all of it. No.
That's
Wow.
There
hilarious.
there are some games that it will not play. In and you got a little slider stick down here.
What's
So
the
like,
chipset?
oh man, uh, I can't even
Some ancient,
remember what the
something
chipset
ancient.
is in this guy.
Okay.
I when I saw it show up, I just thought it was really cool, and I love the color blue.
Yeah, it got
So
The
some
blue
kind of
is it's a very
Nginx or
nice
something.
blue.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
gorgeous. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and obviously it uses the standard battery that we've seen in almost every single small device in existence. So really easy to replace. I love devices that do this because like you can fix them all day, every day. The battery goes bad, you toss it, and you can get another one. They're like $10 on AliExpress, and you get like 5 of them. So I mean, it can run nonstop. But yeah, it was a cool device. I played it for a little while when I first got it, and then it kind of just went back into the box. And I actually have the box here too. So I tend to try to keep the boxes for everything. So all you people on retro handhelds, keep your boxes because that's where I buy them. When I'm like, hey, do you got the box? And you say no, I'm out.
Can we flip that box upside down?
There we go.
Or the right way?
Ta-da.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
All right.
cool
Oh,
little device. It's a little interesting concept. Like I said, Ambernick is oh, here, look, we got the specs right here. Let's see if I can get it to actually focus on them. We got the ISP screen running at 480, 1800 milliamp battery.
no chipset.
4-bit
But I do see
OS.
we haven't changed much in screen resolution since then.
Oh yeah, yeah. That 480p,
Music
they
playing
love
an
it.
ebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to know.
no,
I want to know if anybody actually uses these things as ebook readers.
it supports
all the time,
PS1 is
dude.
what it says.
All the time.
I don't know about that.
I have mine loaded up with cooking manuals.
Yeah,
I learned how to make one of those white pies.
Yeah, cool. It's a cool little device. It's a cool showpiece. I tend to bring it out, and people think it's like, they're like, oh, it's so cool. You know, it's got a dragon on it. And that's awesome. You know, people don't make handhelds like that anymore. And I was like, yeah. I'm pretty sure the dragon is more of Asia aspect, but it is what it is. It is pretty cool and pretty fun device. Like I was saying, they said that it supports PS1. I highly doubt that because I did run into some problems. It might just be the emulators and how they have them set up on there, but I did run into some problems with it. So
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that with us. This will be a weekly segment where Lee pulls out something random out of his closet. And now we're gonna move on and talk about
Tell us the
a little
number
the number
of handhelds that you own.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I knew what you were saying about the number. I haven't recently counted them. I do have a large order coming in. They should be here in about a week. I just bought a ton. But with the ones coming in, I'm pretty sure I broke 250.
Gee, whew, whew.
So when you
That's a
say you
big
pull a
spicy
handheld
pillow
out of
you
the
got there.
closet, you literally have a closet dedicated to handhelds.
I have
Oh,
a
yeah,
closet
yeah.
dedicated to handhelds. Yes,
It does.
it
It
is
does.
from it goes from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. I literally have almost every single Ambernick device. Other than their doofy one that they made. What was their one was a copycat of the
34XX Pro.
yeah.
I mean, what is it called? The Pro.
Yeah,
The
I don't
35XX
remember.
Pro.
Yeah,
35XX Pro. The
Yeah,
Battle XP 350.
yeah, I do not have that
Gotcha.
one. Yeah,
You
I do
have one
have
of those,
the
Michaela?
I have the RG slide on the way.
What was that?
I said, do you have one of those?
The 35XX Pro? Not anymore. I do have a review of it up, but I ended up giving it to somebody to use as a raffle prize for an Alzheimer's
Oh, that's right. You did tell me
fundraiser.
that. I remember that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's super cool, dude. That's super
Yeah.
cool.
I mean,
It's a good idea for extra handhelds. I mean, we tend to have so many sometimes and not know what to do with them.
I usually
given
sell
some
them
to,
like dirt cheap, like really, really cheap.
I
most
sell
of the
them,
times.
or sometimes like some of my daughter had a couple friends, and I gave a couple of them to her little friends to
Yeah, I do
enjoy
that
some retro
sometimes too.
games
Yeah,
on, and
Mhm.
you know, it's all
Yeah, my
cool. It's
son
all cool.
gets to play with them sometimes. Some of the cheaper ones.
yeah,
Same,
yeah.
same. Well, mine, he's actually been. I've been noticing more and more. He's making his way to my more expensive devices now. I've kind of created a little monster there.
Yeah, they also love
he
those
just-
OLEDs.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
he
they're
started
like high definition.
yesterday. He ran across the living room. I switched to, It was like, Daddy, I play game. Daddy, I play game. Like, oh no, you don't play game. not here, bro.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um,
I mean,
yeah,
I joke about my closet all the time. I mean, individually, I got 250 ion lithium batteries in there, and it'd probably just take one to turn into a spicy
Charge.
pillow, and it'd probably take out that whole area. So,
take out your whole house.
yeah,
Chain reaction.
yeah,
Yeah, really.
yeah.
Dude.
So a lot of people
Dude.
don't think about that, and I know that Too Loud and Studs were talking about it in their podcast about people really don't think about all of that. You know, you collect them all, and then you're like, holy smokes, I basically got like a nuclear weapon inside my house.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible.
Yeah,
The
it just,
one
I couldn't-
time
after thinking of that, I couldn't go to sleep anymore. Like I would think about it every night when I'm going to sleep. Like, oh man, I hope this isn't the night. Like,
You're just perpetuating that fear. of wanting to
now
put
now
them
I'm
in
just
another
picturing
box.
you just sitting there sipping nitrous at night and just staring at your closet saying, "Don't do it. Don't do it."
is it gonna be you? You? Yeah.
you know, I would like to say that I manage all of them, but I don't. There's a lot of devices that I've got, and I'll just like open the box really quick, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was so cool, and then I put it and then I throw it in the closet, and it's like it's just like the
That's funny.
idea of having it is really really cool, and for game of the month, it's always fun to have a device. I try to use different devices every game of the month and take pictures. Some people will notice sometimes. It used to be more noticeable before we had our own thread for completion screenshots. Now that it's in its own thread, people don't really see when I take pictures of like really wacky stuff. But before it used to be like in the game of the month itself, and people would see it all the time. Like, oh my god, what the heck is that? Whoa, what is that thing? Whoa, that thing looks like crap, and like all
It
kinds
looks
of different
like
things.
crap.
Yeah, I've played some games on some really bad handhelds. And I completed Doom on the RG Nano. So that one got a lot of
Wait a minute.
You see,
popularity.
Caleb's face
Doom on
when he
RG
said
Nano?
that.
I played Doom, the GBA version on the
That's
RG
dedication.
Nano.
That's
Yeah,
dedication, buddy.
yeah.
I've
yeah.
never completed a game on the RG Nano. I have played a few, like just messing around, but actually complete a game. Yeah.
He's
Pull
looking
out that
for it.
keychain.
I got one
Yeah.
kicking around
I
somewhere.
got one here.
I've only ever played like Tetris or Super Mario Brothers on the Nano in the back pew at church. I'm not even gonna lie. I think that's my only use case.
Oh
for it.
no, you're back there
Oh,
tucked
yeah.
away, like.
Yeah, and then getting dirty looks from people like, all right, I'll put it away. Yeah.
Dude.
Michael, definitely a shopaholic.
Oh
my
man.
gosh.
Yeah. I played Doom on that whole entire that little device. I had to charge it like
I love
think it
my
was
RG Nano, dude. It's a cool
Yeah.
little
Aren't these
device. I
the
can't.
triggers? Like, isn't
Yeah.
this shoot like?
the L1 and R1. Yeah. I mean, there's a top. I mean, it's perfect for Game Boy Advance. I mean, it has all the buttons you
couldn't.
need.
I
Yeah,
couldn't.
so
I had
yeah.
one and it was novelty, but I couldn't.
Yeah,
This is
I
this
played the
is
whole
what we
thing.
call arthritis.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah,
Like I know I can't turn this on because challenge and all that, but
yeah, I got the blue one also. Yeah, the blue one.
The blue. I always
Yeah, I
thought
could
the
turn
red
mine on.
was the best looking one, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I got upgraded OS on here.
Yeah, I
Oh,
played
yeah,
the whole
same here.
game on it. I took a picture. You could probably still go into the completion screenshots, and you could probably still find it if you pull up like
That's funny.
stuff that I've posted. It's definitely in there. But
I'm trying to figure out the hand placement for Doom.
Yeah, I don't think
Dude, that
it
would be. Oh man, that
Yeah.
would be bad.
No way.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
already
my God.
cramping.
He said
Yeah,
I'm
no,
already
I-
crapping.
I've already spent all the time I can holding this thing, so it's going
yeah,
back.
I had to charge it 3 times to get all the way through Doom. I had it plugged in and playing, but it gets toasty for how small it is. So I just decided to turn it off, let it charge, and then I'd play again.
That's crazy. So we're gonna move on to this new Meta Quest 3S Xbox edition. Actually, I want Caleb's take on this. Do you VR? Do you do any of this stuff?
doesn't
VR, XR, or?
So I have a MetaQuest 3, like an original model. Most of the time, I'll use it to do 2D content, which is the weirdest thing in the world. Because like I'm putting this big bulky thing on my head, and I'm just gonna like stare at a 2D
play some
video.
platformers. Yeah.
I don't know.
I haven't been able to bring myself to like play No Man's Sky or
I love No Man's Sky in VR.
like I probably should. I just for some reason I just struggle to cross that line. I really do love that controller though.
I said the same thing to Jedi the other night. The aesthetic of the controller, and you can only get it in this limited pack. It is very nice. It has those transparent smoked D-pad and triggers, and just that green on the black. It just looks really, really sharp.
I wonder if you could go into like the Xbox like controller workshop and make something close.
I just really wish it was the 3 and not the 3S.
Yeah,
that's it.
We had that conversation.
What's the difference between the two?
The screen. Your
resolution.
The resolution of the screen is projected in you. For somebody like me and my kids that wear glasses, on the 3, you actually have the ability to adjust the pupillary distance on it. And you have to do it on this one. You can, but it's not as smooth. It's more like the original Quest because it's a cost-saving thing. So, but then we got into that conversation. This looks incredible. This whole aesthetic of it and everything. But this is $100 more than the regular the 3S. But then Tula was looking at it. He broke it down, the price savings. It still ends up being a good deal for what you get with the Xbox controller and the 3 months of Game Pass. So it is still it comes out because 3 months of Game Pass. So what is it now? It's like $18 a month, right? So we're looking.
Yeah. I chalked that up to like. I mean, no, it's Game Pass Ultimate actually. So Game Pass Ultimate, I believe, is like at least $20 a month.
I think it's $24 a month.
Or 20, like 20 more, like $24. So we're looking at at least $70, I would say, for the Game Pass alone in savings. So then you get the controller, which is another $60 at least.
Yeah, can you rewind the video a little back where it shows the controller with gameplay?
Yeah, so real quick, one other thing that you get here that you don't get is this portion here, this strap. That's not the standard strap that comes with the 3S.
It comes with the Elite strap?
Yeah, it does come with the Elite strap. So
which is an extra add-on. So
yeah, and they're like on the cheap on Amazon, those are $50, $60 add-ons. I thought hard about getting one of these because my kids have Quest 3s. And so I don't know. I may and this Xbox Game Pass is available on the Quest 3 already, so I may try it a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, it looks interesting. Is it worth $400 interesting? I don't know. That's for people to determine, I guess.
I mean, to me and my dad,
so right here,
you're getting like $190 worth of value.
So this is the kind of silliness that I use the Quest 3 for, like a curved screen.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we have another topic coming up where I think that someone develops something that would be really good for this, especially for 2D content. But play it a little. So when you're playing in VR, I don't know, pause it right there. What most people don't know is that you actually can see the controllers in the 3D space. Now I'm wondering, can you see the Xbox controller in the 3D space just like this?
You know, I don't know, because my kids play some of their VR games without the controllers, because the Quest 3 will recognize your hands and will show your hands in like a controller. So maybe it does the same thing there, but is it going to show the button inputs? That's a really good question.
What would be really cool though, because
you can see that he's pushing forward on the controller. So is this controller compatible to connect to the headset and actually give you a 3D perspective of it? Because if so, that's a crazy controller. Like I haven't seen a controller do that.
I think it's just probably a regular controller, and it's just something within the software to make it to mimic the inputs. I'm sure there's like it
would just mimic the inputs. Just while you're putting it in, it's moving the actual virtual controller. But what I think would be cool is if they're actually mimicking the colorway. Like if
That would be cool.
now when you bring in your Quest controllers, instead of seeing white controllers, you're seeing those black and green ones. When you bring in your Xbox controller, you're seeing that black and green one.
So,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but then what happens if you're using a different controller?
Yeah, but
maybe they'll
and
be
then
black and green too. Then.
have they said have they said if you buy this, does it work like on the 3?
I'm sure it does. It's an
Well,
Xbox
yeah.
controller.
I'm gonna try it on one of my kids' 3s, and I'm gonna try the Fly Digi controller and see how that works with it, and then we'll talk about it and see if that works. If you guys,
Azio plays his MetaQuest with a controller, correct?
oh, you do?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah,
didn't
it
realize you did.
varies. It varies on what game I play. If you know the controller layout, doesn't affect you in any way. I mean, it's easy to play with a controller. But if they give you that 3D perspective, you know, it does help some people. Some people are more like visual players, so sometimes they gotta look at the
newer
controller.
players who are less familiar with layout, like, oh, where's the X button again? Oh, where's the Y button again? Right?
Yeah.
Like
the headset tracks the two controllers, right? The two hand controllers. So I mean, it'd be really cool to see it track the Xbox controller. I mean, it'd be awesome. It wouldn't take very much because I think the headset's the one that's actually tracking them all. I think like I'm not sure what it does. It uses because I haven't dug deep into how it all operates. I just always like the meta because I don't have to have the little doofy towers all over the place to play. I can just put it on and go wherever I'm at. I could be downstairs and in the living room and play there. I could be playing up here or in the bedroom or laying in bed. Like, and they got like a new I think that they just updated and they got like a new laying mode where like you tell it you're in a laying position and it will alter everything now so that you can play. So this headset with that controller in the laying position would be an awesome all night gaming session. Like you don't even have to do anything.
Well, considering the Quest doesn't really last that long, battery wise.
I mean, I have a plug right next to my bed, so I usually have my Quest plugged in when I'm doing like long game sessions. But yeah, the Quest's battery by itself is subpar, and you have to get the battery bank that goes onto the back of the headset if you're like playing away from a charging station, which gives you
what's
like
the battery life on those for those wondering? What is it, like 2 hours maybe?
Like
3
2
hours.
at the most.
Yeah.
3 hours. My kids have this Bobo VR stuff, which is actually attaches to the Elite strap, and it adds like a 8,000 milliamp hour battery or something.
Yeah.
So they can sit there like 3 or 4 hours easy and play without any issues.
Yeah. That's what I also got. I got a battery pack to go onto the back of my headset that adds like 10,000 milliamps, which is supposedly supposed to give you like another 3 hours. But when you're playing like heavy duty stuff, it burns out pretty fast. And like when I'm playing No Man's Sky, I could get like 4 or 5 hours, but I'm not using the actual software to play. I'm streaming from my desktop, so like all the heavy lifting is being done by my desktop. So my headset does last a little longer because of that.
I don't know if I could do 4 or 5 hours with that headset on. I don't think I could do it, man.
No,
it weighs on you.
It does. But when you have the battery pack on the back, it kind of balances it a little more because you got that extra weight back there. So it does feel better. But it is noticeably heavy when you don't have that counterbalance back there. You could just
personally, that's why I prefer the XR glasses. It's just
I was going to ask, like, what's the advantage to using this over using just a regular pair of XR glasses?
3D. I don't know. Can you do 3D in the XR?
The 3D field of view, but yes, you can. You can do 3D, like the XR, the Vitcher XR Pros. You can render in 3D. And also too, you can do like if you plug them into a Steam Deck or even a Legion Go running Steam OS, they have a plug-in where you can actually play 3D VR games like No Man's Sky VR,
Yeah.
and now you can look around and do all that stuff. And
For real.
so they're actually the XR glasses are coming a long way, honestly, and they're a lot lighter on your face. I mean, you don't have that full submersion, right? Where it's
Right.
like all boxed in, and you get a little light bleed. If you're playing in a dark room or a dark area, it's fine. Also, too, like I mean, my experience with XR glasses is the Vitchers, and the Vitchers have that electromagnetic darkening of the lenses.
Yes.
So once that's going, those things are pretty dark.
Well, I
So
mean,
the
that would be
screen
a
on them is
benefit
exceptional.
over the glasses is that you could play them in the dark because MetaQuest has this neat light or some small form of light to be able to like kind of like figure out where you are in the space. So like when they don't have
Yeah.
no light, they're like I have no idea where you are. I have no idea if you're turning your head or
Well, you can
anything
turn
like
that off for the boundary. You mean?
no, it's not boundary. It needs light to be able to figure out where you're at. If the cameras on the front can't see anything, it doesn't know if you're turning your head, looking in a different position or things. Like the gyros will know, but like it's pretty far off. Like you could just lay in bed and you could play, but like turning your head or anything like that, it sometimes it gets it, sometimes it doesn't. And then sometimes it'll throw like a warning at you, like, hey, I can't find boundaries and stuff like that. Which like you said, you could turn off. But it definitely needs a small form of light. It usually likes light.
That's
So
interesting.
yeah, the more light you have, the better for a headset. But I have played it in the dark, laying in bed with my MetaQuest. I the experience is good, but it's not as great when you're playing it like in a lit up room. It's more
See,
accurate.
and that's
more
where
responsive.
I like the XRs, because most of my use on XRs is like they're on my nightstand, and at nighttime when I want to play on a bigger screen but not turn on the TV and bother everybody else in
They
the
just
room.
gotta
By
connect the
everybody else, I mean
controllers.
my
Like if they
wife.
could connect
Uh,
the MetaQuest controllers to the XR glasses, I'd be in.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not connecting those, but you can
What
use. I
one
mean,
thing
you
I
can use
will
the
say
controller.
about the XRs versus a MetaQuest is you really cannot move your head when you're wearing XR glasses. Like you were meant to be sitting in a stationary position, and I've found that if I do move my head at any point, it does actually tend to trigger a little bit of motion sickness. Whereas I don't really necessarily have that with the MetaQuest 3. The problem with the MetaQuest 3 is that that's just so heavy, it just weighs down. So it's like there's pros and cons to each one,
Right.
but
Yeah,
neither are really a perfect solution.
I
yeah.
also
I
think
get
that
that.
I mean I've used the OG pictures and I know that Too Loud has the newer model ones, the pros. But you know, I still get just a tiny bit of fuzz right here around the edges when I have them on. It's not horrible,
Yeah.
but like if you turn your head, you can notice it. And that's one thing, like when you put on the MetaQuest, you got like that immersion. You don't see that. It looks like you're just in a world. You got the whole perspective on your sides of like area and land and everything. Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the Vitchards, or
These are the XR Pros.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
And
for me,
actually,
with the XR Pros, with the diopters, I don't get blurry around the edges because I do tune them. I tune them to my eyes, and man, they're crystal clear all the time. And then those, I mean, they're using micro Sony OLEDs in there, and
yeah,
man, is that thing sharp! It's
the
absolutely
the picture
vivid
quality is
picture.
pretty sharp. Did you
So
ever get the neckband thing?
I didn't get the neckband, but I actually Victor reached out to me and told me after I put up my review for them, if I want the neckband, they'll send me the neckband. Oh, you have one
what does
there.
that
What do
neckband
you
that's
do
think?
for you?
Neckband.
What
The
does it
battery
do for
life
extra
you?
of the
battery.
neckband is
Yeah,
terrible.
I think it's
Mm,
So
an extra battery pack.
no,
from what I
it's
from
a
what I
full operating
under
system.
from what I
Oh,
understand, this is an Android based
It
operating
is.
system because it has a
Yep.
plug that connects direct into the features. So you technically could do like Android gaming or cloud gaming or streaming
Yep.
on this. I just don't know how long it lasts. I charged it and then I never actually turned it on to figure out what it did. I should probably do that.
That's
That's
awesome. Well, from what I know from others who have used it, it's actually pretty slick experience. You can do the cloud gaming. You can put some apps on there, RetroArch, and all that stuff. And it has motion tracking, and they're actually pretty cool. One thing that I have heard is that the fans get a little bit obnoxious.
I've heard that too.
I think in
So,
this
I mean,
in this space you get used to fans being obnoxious because like
yeah.
everything has fans.
So I believe that what you were talking about earlier, Lee, when you said that a topic that we were going to be talking about would be touching into the VR space was this. So we have 3D Sen. Is that how we're pronouncing it? 3D Sen?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Or
3D Sen or
3D
3D
SEN?
SMPC. Yeah.
Okay, and 3D SEN, and we have the VR option for it. And Matt,
You guys want to see a
Matt,
video?
give us a little bit on this because you've shared this with
So
me actually.
This is a developer that actually, this is the coolest concept. He's got it on Steam and Itch, and basically he's taking NES games and he can turn them into full-fledged 3D games, and it looks so cool. I mean, and you can do it in VR too as well. So let me just pop this video up real quick, and we'll play that so you guys can see it. It's a minute-long video, but we'll take a look and see.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty funny. Hey,
we'll,
Polar
we'll,
Knights.
we'll
How's
all
it
grow it
going?
up just for you.
Just so we know, Polo Knight, I know I'm the patchy bearded one, brother. I get it. It's all right, brother.
We should have had us stacked in the right orientation. Hold on, let me see.
I just work it out. I'm probably right under Mikolov, and then probably then Jedi, and then you.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
I've got the smallest beard here.
Yeah.
We got it stacked in the order of evolution.
Yeah.
I technically have a goatee. I don't even have a full beard, although I didn't shave today, so it's coming in.
That was for you, Polar Knights.
Yeah, there you go. We got it.
So take a look at this. And now you take an NES game, and then you take the 2D and convert it into 3D. How freaking cool is that? And you can play it in VR.
That is pretty slick. Honestly,
that is pretty cool.
I
mean, it's just a rendering thing, right?
I know, but it's so cool, man.
It is.
I wonder though, is it just a rendering thing? Because like in VR, how does this look then, right? Because he has a VR download for this.
There's like a video where like they turn it to the side and it literally has like the textures. It's insane. Like I don't know if they just went through games and like added the textures, or maybe AI is generating them. I don't know. I have no idea.
I would lean toward. There's probably a big possibility they're using AI to generate,
or some type of procedurally generared thing.
Yeah, because AI is getting.
You gotta think that's a lot of games to go through to develop textures for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw the Power Glove.
You peeped the Power Glove? Yeah.
I've seen it.
That is pretty cool. I would love to have one of those in my collection, actually.
Someone has one. Who has one? I saw one.
Hey, this is a cool little advertisement, honestly. HTC Vive, huh?
Yeah, they're like, come to HTC Vive.
Man, the downfall of that company, huh?
They had some interesting concepts too.
They did.
I loved HTC. I really loved HTC. They were great.
I just don't like the towers.
Okay, so it kind of zooms in.
And
then it's just to where you're looking.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would actually be jarring.
Yeah,
don't know.
I think for some people possibly, especially those who have like motion sickness or stuff like that.
Mm.
I don't tend to suffer from any type of motion sickness or so even
I
with
don't
like what you
either.
were saying with the XRs earlier, like I don't get that experience even when moving. I literally walk around my house using them, like acting like I'm paying attention to everybody's what they're saying or doing, but I'm really not.
Yeah,
I'm
I,
in my own world.
I've never had issues with it. Though the first time in VR when I jumped off of a like I don't know 30-story building, I did get a fight or flight experience. I was just like,
Yep. Yeah.
That's interesting. What was that in that player one or what was that game
No, it
called?
was Boneworks. There's
Okay,
like a city, and I jumped off of one of the buildings, which I think is part of the mission. And like I felt like I was falling, so like fight or flight just
that's
kicked in, and
interesting.
like I could
That's
just feel the
interesting.
adrenaline firing up, and I was just like, "Wow!"
I
Super, super
I had the
interesting.
same experience in that game you're talking about, the population one. I think I was running from somebody and it was like across a construction building or something. And it was like one of
Yeah.
those scaffoldings. And I looked down and it actually made my like it made my spidey sense tingle like holy crap. Like
Yeah,
because you get involved in the game. Yeah. It was yeah, it's fun. It's jarring the first time. It definitely is.
I love VR. I wish it would progress quicker, um, and it would get more traction. I know it's just not there yet, but I really want it.
Okay.
It's a great thing.
So I want to spend a couple of the last we'll do another 10 minutes here and I want to spend that with Michaela, but before we do that, if I don't one of you can pull up a side image of that 1x sugar, I just want to give a brief moment to look at the thickness of this girl.
Bro,
Like
I
it
need it
is.
in my life. I just
You have
I
a
I
side.
know Lee is like all in on this one,
yeah,
and
I need it in my life. Like
here
really
I'm
bad.
gonna bring her up, and man, when I tell you, like this has to be like a self defense weapon.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean,
Look at that.
bro,
That looks like a
it's a
battery
nunchuck.
backup.
I don't know,
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what it is.
like
Yeah, after this video, we're I have a video here. We'll bring it up or a picture of it when this video is done, and it gives you the actual feel of how thick this thing is.
That's a
I
thick
mean,
boy.
it
Yeah,
is. It really is. It really, really is. It looks cool. Very weird. It's like one of those things where
weird's the
it's like
best,
weird, and its weirdness makes it cool. Kind of like the Cybertruck, right? Like the
Uh,
Cybertruck is absolutely weird,
no,
but it's still
don't even
cool.
put this thing in the
Um,
same area as the Cybertruck. Ah, no.
I don't know. My opinion, the Cybertruck is cool. If I was like, I always say this to my wife, like the day I become
I
like a super rich baller, I'm gonna use one of those for my farm truck. It's only gonna be used to like haul feed out to my cows and like
you're
it's
insane,
gonna
dude. You're
All
like
insane.
right.
just ultimate baller.
I'm
Like what's your
pretty
farm
sure
truck? A
there are going to be
Cybertruck.
more Cybertrucks out in the world than there are going to be 1x sugars.
Yeah,
Probably.
I
Oh
agree.
yeah, for sure,
I
for
agree.
sure. Look at this guy. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
gosh,
Jeez.
man.
Look
So
Holy
at it,
cow.
I got to hold an engineering sample, like a
Oh.
CNC sample. It was not functional at CES, and we weren't
Wow.
allowed to like take pictures or anything of it. But we basically gave them
Wow.
some feedback, and I told them personally. I told the CEO of 1X personally that you need to make it so that we could play on just the 4x3 screen. Like that would be perfect for NES. Like all you have to do is just add like another, see if you can add like another twist or something to the mechanism or some way to like tilt it back. And yeah, they did not listen clearly.
No, no.
Man.
I mean, there
The,
is
the,
a
the
video.
only thing I have to say I think they did as far as feedback we gave them is I think there is they did put something in as far as like a latching mechanism because everything was loose.
Yeah. They got this latch right here. This is actually the wedge
No,
latch right there.
if you put your mouse on, I don't know why I'm pointing at my monitor screen like you could see it. No, you see the circle above the logo and the other circle at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might actually be some way for it to like connect together because that wasn't on the prototype. We actually told them you should have something to latch it in place. Like
Magnets.
these are like really powerful magnets.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very powerful. Yeah, they're very powerful magnets.
Me and Lee watched some videos, and those things are strong. When they clap together, it's loud. Like they're exceptional.
Nitrix has uploaded some videos. I'm sure they're not his own, just probably videos that he found or something. Or them. But they show it folding, and you can legitimately hear them. But there's also a video of someone playing Endless Zero. I don't know what that Android game is.
Endless Zone Zero.
Yeah, Endless Zone, and they're playing it on the top screen, and then at the same time they're playing Final Fantasy 12 on the bottom screen.
I seen it.
Cool.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it's not useful at all.
No,
I already know what you're thinking.
They just did it. Yeah,
he's like pausing and going back to the next one. And then
so
that
he
one
touches
for a
the screen. He touches the screen, and it picks the priority based on which one he was touching. And so when he touches the screen, the controls start acting for that screen, and then he touches the other one, and then the screen starts functioning for that one. But like you were saying, it's like, hey, we want to be able to play on the small screen. You definitely can, but did they make it to where you can fold it just for that screen? I don't know.
I love 1X Player, but all I'm seeing here is a bunch of failure points, and it's just making me anxious about the.
A lot of people are saying that. I mean, I know that Lee rebuttals them by saying that 1X sugars are built like tanks, and
sugar the company develops CNC metal shells for a lot of devices, and they've made some wacky stuff. Most of it in Asia, most of it is built like a brick. Would they let it go with having issues? Probably not. But then again, we also have another company in here too. We have 1X. But this hinge looks like a monster. I mean, it's thick. It's a thick hinge. Well, could it be a failure point? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, if you drop it, will it break? Probably. Though the one last thing I want to take out of that is, did you guys see the size of those sticks on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got full size
those
sticks on that. Look at those
things.
They are full size sticks.
They are massive.
I don't know if I can get around the face buttons though.
Oh, the big clunky things you gotta plop the thing on so you can put a D-pad wherever you want.
Yeah, it's got a magnetized D-pad that you can put over the top of the buttons.
Oh, they figured that out?
Yeah, it comes with a magnetized D-pad, and you can throw it on to one side, whichever side you want, and it basically magnetizes to the buttons, and then you can just use it as a D-pad.
Huh.
Okay, so I will be keeping up with that because I know for a fact that Lee is going to have one in hand as soon as that thing drops.
I want it. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so quirky. It's innovative. Will anyone copy it? Probably never. But
keep in mind, I'm pretty sure it's a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a G3 Gen 3.
Yeah.
It's a G3 Gen 3. So G3. Basically Gen 3.
That's the next one up, right? That's like the newer one.
Yeah. That's the top of the line.
Yeah. It's like the gaming variant of a 8 Gen 3, where 8 Gen 3 is made for more. Everything
it'll be a decent 3DS and DS emulator machine.
Andrew says same chip as the Pocket S2 and the S2
it is.
Pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I legitimately can't wait for it. Rumor, I mean, technically not rumors, but I mean, it was supposed to launch at the end of May. They pushed it back. No one really knows why. They never explained why either. But supposedly in their Discord, they're talking about end of July for pre-orders. People are saying somewhere around July 27th. Those are just speculations from the community. So hopefully, I'm really hoping that end of July is pre-order time. They do have the Indiegogo already up as a placeholder, but there's no active pre-ordering at the moment.
And there's no price yet.
No.
No.
Truthfully, I
Right.
don't see how this thing gets away at less than 1,000. Really,
For an
just
Android?
don't.
You think it's
I
going to
mean,
be
dual screen, transformer, morphing? Yeah, I think that this thing's gonna be like $8,000.
$1,000 is dead on arrival to me for an Android handheld?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't see it being cheap in any way.
The
Really.
body's metal. That's a good point, Andrew. All the R&D and the body to make it metal and
Yeah.
make it sturdy. So I mean, it's potential, but
Okay.
I'm with Mikhailov. I'm not dropping the G on this thing.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not.
I really
He will
think
be
that
the only
that's
one
where it's gonna
here
come.
holding on to that thing.
Yeah, I really
I
think
want-
that's where it's gonna come out at. It's gonna
So,
be gonna be
guys,
pricey.
we're hitting the 2-hour mark here. Let's be done with the 1XSugar. As much as you love that, Lee, I know you're
I
never
love that
done
thing.
with it. But I do want to wrap this up here. But before we wrap it up, I did want to ask Mikhailov, do you have what do you have coming up here in the near future as far as projects and videos? Anything you want to share?
I have a couple of different things. I mean, besides what you already know, this is my next little project, and then I have my little mini documentary on the LIX as my only device. And other than that, yeah, I'm cooking up a couple of things. I just recently did a battery mod on a handheld that I'm going to be talking about, and we'll see. We'll see what comes out in the next 6 months or so, and what I'm able to get in house and review and all that. But yeah, no, channel's alive. It's active. It's getting very close to 5,000 subs, which
Congratulations, dude.
eager.
Yeah.
Don't congratulate me yet. It's
Oh, you're
it's
gonna
not there.
cross it. You're
Yeah,
gonna cross
yeah,
it.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, for
You're
sure.
gonna cross
We'll
it. That's
see.
nothing.
We'll see. But
Do you have plans to move on to another 2-device challenge after this one, or is this it?
we'll see how it goes. I do
Yeah.
have plans
Okay.
to do other device challenges. But
Yeah,
think
I
it's a
hope
fun
that
idea.
you pass.
I think it's really fun.
I hope you pass it off to someone else, like Russ. Just like
Yeah, I
pass it
would
on
love
to
to see-
Russ and just be like, Oli can play on like I don't know, a V90 or something.
why would I
Pass it
do
off.
that to him?
Pass
Poor
it off
man's
to
got
Van.
so many handhelds coming in. That would only I would
Oh,
only
yeah.
set him,
Yeah,
I
he
would only
does.
set him back if I made him do that.
I would
It-
like to see, even if it's through smaller creators, I would still like to see a challenge like that go around. I think that would be pretty fun. I think that it'll get
That
people
maybe that's
kind of to
maybe
play
that should
more
be the
games.
next. Maybe that should be the next tag. You're it.
Yeah,
the
maybe
one
that
device
would be a good one.
challenge.
Actually, I don't know how many big creators would really want to partake because they have to get that content out there, right? And how can you make content on just 2 devices when you have 2,000 sitting on your kitchen table? So yeah, I mean that is, it's a cool challenge. I'm glad to see it, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's not all rough. I hope you get to actually find a use case where you're like, hey, actually this is pretty cool. I got to play my games a little bit more, or whatever is the case, that some kind of light comes out at the end of the tunnel from doing this.
Yeah.
I think so, and I don't see a lot of for the reasons you mentioned. I don't see a lot of creators really taking that on. So
yeah,
we'll see what
They
happens.
Andrew says send the challenge to ban.
That's what I
that
said.
would be rough.
He'll
would
tell
be
me
rough
no.
over
Send
here.
to ban.
Oh.
Hey, Ben. What's up, Banana? I'm gonna 3D print him a little handheld.
Oh,
my
dude, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yes.
He needs a little handheld. The Banana.
Okay, well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I've really
Yeah. Thank you all that tuned in to see us.
Yes.
We will be back here next Thursday. And
Yes.
thank you, Mikolov and Michael, for showing up. We'd love to see you guys again and just kind of hang out and chill and talk with us. And
for
it's
sure.
been great. And thank you for tuning in.
Next week, look out. We'll be having Selfish on the podcast next week from Retrospect.
Yeah.
So look out for that episode. And yeah, we're out. Thank you guys.
Thank you.